reach the levels of Zinedine Zidane? In a glorious Champions League tie in Naples, Real Madrid fans saw a midfielder wearing the number 5 kit sway past opponents like they weren't even there before slotting in a composed finish. For all practical purposes, it looked like the reincarnation of Zinedine Zidane, but instead it was the 20-year-old Jude Bellingham making life in the iconic colors of Real Madrid look incredibly effortless. So what makes Bellingham so special, and is he the second coming of Zinedine Zidane? Let's find out. Always a prodigy. If you thought that Bellingham has only now come across fame and attention, you'd be greatly mistaken. Imagine an English club retiring your shirt number in honor of your services while you're just a teenager. Well, that's exactly what happened with Bellingham as he departed his boyhood club Birmingham City to join Borussia Dortmund in a deal worth £25 million. The most expensive 17-year-old in the history of the game was always set for big things. From scoring in his first game for Dortmund, he never looked back, becoming a complete midfielder able to score goals with the ball at his feet and have incredible ball-winning ability off it. He was so mature for his age that he became Dortmund's third captain and the leader of their midfield. And when the time came to choose the next step in his career, it was always going to be Real Madrid. The £88 million that Madrid ended up spending on him looks like a bargain now as he moves from strength to strength at the Bernabeu. Performances so far. It is fair to say that Bellingham has gotten off to a flyer this season. In 10 league games, he has managed to score 10 league goals, a tally that only a certain Cristiano Ronaldo managed before him. 2 goals in 2 Champions League games also showed his pedigree in front of goal and gave Madrid a goal-scoring outlet that they desperately needed. Add to that his 3 assists this season, and he is an all-action midfielder, like no other. This transition from being a conventional midfielder to being someone with an eye for a goal has not come overnight. Bellingham is slowly becoming a consistent goal threat, moving from 1.6 shots per 90 to 2.2 shots per 90 last season with Dortmund and has averaged 2.6 shots per game this season in La Liga. Those are numbers that not many midfielders can manage. Comparisons to Zidane. With such a crazy impact early in his Real Madrid career, Bellingham has earned some well-earned comparisons with the maestro Zinedine Zidane, and it is a fair comparison all things considered. Of course, the legacy of Zidane is a tough one to match. The French maestro had already inspired his nation to the World Cup and scored the iconic volley against Leverkusen in the Champions League final before Bellingham was even born.
Into the penalty area towards Zidane!
But Jude is on the right steps in terms of emulating the Real Madrid legend. If you look at the career of Zidane in La Liga, he managed 37 La Liga goals in 155 games, a tally that Bellingham can easily smash if he continues at his current rate. And interestingly enough, Bellingham has heard such comparisons for a long time now. In an interview with TalkSport back in June, the ex-Republic of Ireland international Tony Cascarino compared Bellingham with Zidane and especially commended the versatility of Bellingham compared to Zidane. He also urged him to improve his heading ability, which was a particular strength of Zidane. And guess what? He has already scored 2 headed goals this season. Recently, ex-Liverpool great Graeme Souness also compared Bellingham to Zidane in the following words. He has the physical attributes and technical ability of Zidane, for me, one of the greatest players to have graced Real Madrid's midfield, but only time will tell if he reaches those heights. His potential seems limitless. Bellingham himself also idolized Zinedine Zidane, naming the Frenchman and Steven Gerrard as his inspirations growing up. He also admitted to watching clips of Zinedine Zidane in recent years, and it clearly shows in his game. After all, it is no coincidence that the Englishman chose the iconic number 5 jersey once synonymous with Zinedine Zidane. It is interesting to see that since the move of Bellingham to Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti has shifted to a diamond formation with Bellingham as the number 10, and it has clearly worked wonders for Los Blancos. In the Galactico era of Real Madrid, Zidane often played as the central attacking midfielder in a similar diamond formation in a role quite similar to Bellingham. Zidane was watching in the stands as Jude scored 2 majestic goals against Osasuna, taking his league tally to double figures in a truly magical performance. The challenge for Bellingham is to take these performances to the latter stages of the Champions League as well as the Euros with England. Those were the crunch moments that always saw the best of Zinedine Zidane. The praise from Ancelotti. It is always interesting to see how a coach views a certain player, and Carlo Ancelotti has made some truly wonderful remarks for the English midfielder. In early September, he said that Bellingham would reach 15 goals a season, but guess what? He is going to do even better. Earlier in the season, when asked about replacing Benzema with someone like Osimhen, Ancelotti replied that Bellingham would cover for the absence of Benzema. Now that is quite a bold claim for a 20-year-old moving to the Spanish capital where players like Eden Hazard found it tough to settle. After the heroics in Naples, Ancelotti further praised his sensational midfield prodigy. I'm surprised he's only 20 years old because he looks like he's 30 because of his character and attitude. Do you see the comparison of Bellingham and Zidane to be fair? Or is it a bit too early to give the Englishman such praise? Let us know in the comments below.